Hey everybody, it's Tom Darling here, and today I want to talk about a topic called problem solving, or actually problem identification. One of the things that we need to get used to in our workplace is the idea that problems, number one, do exist. A lot of people in the workplaces that I've been in have a real problem with admitting that there's problems in the workplace, particularly if they are the ones in supervisory positions who are responsible for keeping the workplace ordered and keeping the workplace running smoothly. But if you ask any of the employees in that organization, a lot of what you're going to hear is, yeah, we got problems. We got tons of problems around here. And they can give you a litany of all the different things that drive them crazy. So as a supervisor, it's important for us to be willing to be honest with ourselves and, number one, admit that we have problems in our workplaces. Now, those problems are invaluable for people who are starting businesses or people that are trying to find ways to come up with a project to actually identify what are the problems in that particular workplace or what are the problems in that market to be able to determine a solution that's going to result in some type of productive enhancement to our lives. So the solution actually is the product or the service or the project or the proposal, whatever it is we come up with. And before we start coming up with lots of crazy ideas, crazy business ideas, and crazy proposals, we've got to make sure, number one, that we've identified real problems that real people and real customers have, that they're looking for a solution for. In the workplace, solving problems has usually been around identifying the person that's in charge or responsible and then giving them the responsibility for coming up with a quick solution. I can't tell you how many meetings that I've been in where we sit down with a committee, and the committee sometimes meet for months on end, trying to say, well, this is our problem. And then that committee actually comes up with the quickest, easiest solution that they can think of to be able to resolve that problem. And then we jump right out there and start spending money to fix it. A lot of times that committee will find that the solution they've come up with doesn't always result in a change. To give you an example, I worked for an organization one time that had terrible parking. It was a college. And a group of people that I knew got together and started coming up with solutions. And of course, the easiest solution to fixing a parking problem in an organization or a mall or a school or wherever is to build another parking lot. Well, they did that twice, built 2 more parking lots, only to find out that the parking problem still continued to be a problem. It wasn't until some people really started digging in and asking the question why that we found out that the parking problem wasn't the problem. We call this the 5 whys, where when someone says, I have a problem with this or that, then you simply ask, why? And then they give an answer. Well, because of this. Then when they say because of this, we say, well, why? And then they give another answer. When you do this 5 times, usually we find out that what the root problem is based on all of the clarifications we provide with the whys. And you can use this in your personal life. You can use this with your kids. You can use this with anybody who seems to have a problem. Most of the problems that we try to solve nowadays are symptoms of larger problems, and there's nothing worse than spending lots of time, lots of effort, and lots of money integrating and purchasing a solution for what seems to be a problem, only to find out that it doesn't work. And then we either have to go back and do it over again, or we realize that we're out of money. I also work in city government, and it's so easy for this to happen. Well, let's just hire another person. Oh, we just need to buy a new computer. Or if we just bought this piece of software, that would solve our problem. We've got to find out what the root problem is. And we do that by asking why. Once we find out what the root problem is, then we can actually validate with real people if they have that root problem. Once we validate with people by simply asking them, do you have this problem? What are you doing to solve this problem? What would you like to see? How much would you pay for a solution to this problem? Would you engage if this solution was offered to you? Those are simple questions that we can ask the person with the problem, or the customer, if you will. And then what happens is we kind of get some feedback. Before we start spending money and time investing in a solution, we really get to understand the problem. Those people that really focus on identifying problems and seeing problems as an opportunity to create a solution through meaningful action are the ones that successfully change their world. Whether in business, they're the ones that end up selling millions of dollars worth of products. In government, they're the ones that end up coming up with meaningful solutions that result in community change. In education, they're the ones that come up with solutions that actually transform the workforce, transform our students. And at home, they're the ones that end up coming up with solutions that benefit everybody in the household, that everybody can get behind. I don't want to sell a product that nobody wants to buy, because I think that's what they need. I want to sell a product, deliver a service, or offer a solution that people are going to instantly engage in, that's going to resonate with what they're struggling with. So wherever you are in your organization, number one, ask the question, what are the main problems here, or what's the one problem here that I can solve? And then ask why 5 times to see if that's really a problem or just a symptom of another problem. And then after you do that, ask other people if the problem you're trying to solve is a problem for them. If you have 100 people in your organization or 100 customers, one person or 2 or 5 do not justify creating a solution or that solution. If 60 people tell you, yes, it's a problem, I wish somebody would fix it, then the problem truly becomes what we call an opportunity. Believe it or not, problems are not meant to drive you crazy. Problems are not meant to destroy the world. Problems exist in everyday life. They're just part of the nature of living. But for an entrepreneur, someone with the mindset of an entrepreneur, a problem is an opportunity. And an opportunity leads to success.